Joseph.
Yes, sir.
How many times can an armed suspect tell police officers he's going to shoot them before they're allowed to believe him?
Once.
I don't even think it takes once, but apparently at least 3 dozen times. And so here we are at 14427 All Rover Street, March 3rd, 2024. We've got 3 officers behind one car that provides good cover. No, actually, we've talked about that in another video. And then we've got another officer behind a second vehicle that provides great cover. No. And so they're confronting an armed suspect in the driveway of a residence in 16 District. Although I will say the 3 officers that are engaging the suspect on the front line there, I think they're good communication.
Oh, yeah. They did a really good job.
Yeah, not crossing in front of each other and actually talking to each other and telling each other, don't cross in front of me.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that one guy did pull out a ballistic shield. But, it's useful, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure. It's actually cover.
Yeah, that is actually cover.
Stops bullets.
Yes. And oddly enough, he's standing behind the engine block, the only one.
Exactly. He is safe as a kitten.
He was the only one. And so they've got this guy, and he's, I guess, they're arriving at a disturbance, and he's armed and dangerous and threatening to shoot the officers 3 dozen times. And they're trying to negotiate with him using every manner of de-escalation technique they've been
taught.
Yes.
What's your name? Put the gun down. And
what's your favorite color?
Exactly.
Put the gun down. Are you a dog person or cat person? Put the gun down. Okay. Anyhow, and then this guy just keeps approaching him, and we'll see that in some of the video we'll add here, but they eventually have no choice but to use deadly force against the guy. And then you've got this one supervisor who runs up, and it almost crosses in front of their line of sight.
Yes.
That's the only thing that concerned me. I'm like, what is this person doing?
Well, his 100-question multiple choice test on community policing would stop bullets, obviously.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense.
That was a very, very dumb thing to do.
I think it was Onwuka is his name?
I don't know.
I think he's a 15 district sergeant, and he's in 16 district apparently, providing supervision. Mm-hmm. Unless this is 15 district, I don't think it is. When I looked at the map, it looked like it was in 16. But nevertheless, be that as it may, his first instinct is to try to snatch the gun from the guy's feet.
Yeah, and getting the gun is an important part, but the gun was at his feet, and the gun is not the most dangerous thing. In fact, the gun is not dangerous at all anymore because it's laying on the concrete. The bad guy is the dangerous part. Okay?
Is there?
And when you ran up to get the gun because you think guns are evil, I don't know, then what you did is you endangered the officers and yourself by not allowing the officers to react to a threat, to any other threats that he might have been.
No, they did fire 10 rounds, and honestly, that was very succinct.
Oh yeah, very quick, the shooting was awesome.
But I just don't understand this necessity for people to get on radios in the middle of confrontations and tell the dispatcher their story while they're going back and forth with a suspect. It's like, focus on the suspect.
Well, the same sergeant that is the one who ran in front of the officers is the one who was, giving dispatch a play-by-play.
1504, then be advised that suspect is walking towards the officers with a gun in his hand. Suspect walking towards the officers with a gun in his hand. Sir! Sir! Hey! Catch him!
He's walking in front of, or walking towards the officers with a gun in his hand. Okay, every body camera.
I can't
caught that. Every body camera. And let me ask that sergeant, why weren't you shooting if he's walking towards your officers, guys with a gun in his hand?
Yeah. And he had a clear background.
Yeah.
You can see on the body camera video, he had a clear background.
Yeah.
But were they trained, or are people trained to tell their story to the dispatch while they're in the middle of an armed confrontation?
You went to the police academy, and you've been, people develop that habit later of soliloquies on the radio.
I just have to repeat myself. Win the gunfight first.
Yes, exactly. Everybody's got a body camera Okay.
That's what they're for.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't have to do time checks.
Yeah, if you want to narrate what's happening, great. You narrate into your body camera. Okay, but getting on as the suspect is approaching officers, getting on the radio it limits you from being able to shoot the guy.
Keep both hands on your weapon.
Yes, exactly.
Especially when the suspect has a weapon.
Yeah.
And especially when he's threatened you 36 times that he's going to shoot you.
Yeah.
Just don't worry about the dispatcher, knowing your story.
Yeah. And he may see this video and go, "Oh, I did a good job." No, you really didn't.
And I noticed that a couple of the officers that were there on the front line, they got a little apprehensive when the sergeant ran up to the suspect, because I think they were thinking, if the guy's not actually down, and he comes up, now they've got this.
Well, sure. You better believe it.
Other target in their way.
They did a good job by adjusting left a little bit, but why would there was no reason to make them adjust left. They were doing just fine. And everybody ran up to the guy as soon as he was shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Behind the ballistic shield, though. Like the guy with the shield led the way, which is what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, but why approach him that quickly?
Oh, that's true.
Would you wait, settle down, check, do a tactical reload, scan and breathe, make sure everybody's okay, then advise dispatch? Okay, shots fired, send an ambulance, then go approach. Now, if he's in the two guys with the rifles did a really good job. And I noticed the one guy was moving back and forth a lot. He's nervous.
Yeah.
Okay. But that comes from a lack of training. Where I know Hoffner introduced it years and years ago. The classes you and I took, and he did it, and I did it. And all the classes that I taught was to do the 1, 2, and 3 shot drills that shows the officer you're a lot better off getting into a good, stable shooting position and having your thumb on the safety of that rifle. And as soon as the threat presents itself, you're in a low ready, you come up and fire.
Yeah, there's no better cover than bullets down range.
Yeah, the first cover is bullets. And so, they don't really inculcate that. SWAT does at the 40-hour class, but it's 1 week.
Yeah.
And I had, I don't even know if they teach that class that I wrote anymore.
It's a Leon
rifle class.
Leon and Datu. And I think, is it Day 2 or Datu, had a SBR with a suppressor on it, which, by the way, that's my favorite. I really appreciate that kind of equipment and technical attention.
Well, first of all, I thought it was a goose gun because it was real long. But so I'm just kidding. Got an SBR, but I got an SBR, but I was put a suppressor back on it. So it's okay.
Well, I'm sure it's like 16 inches with the suppressor.
Yeah, goose gun.
Well, but
in a car, it's there's nothing. I'm not saying there's wrong with it, but to me, a SBR is for mobility. Okay, a suppressor is for quiet.
Yes,
especially with you're working with a team.
Yes,
but when you're getting out, it's when you're getting out of the car, the mobility is the most important thing.
Well, true, but I really appreciate a good suppressor on a 223.
So do I. Okay, and if you ever done any a vehicle assault, everybody puts the guys with the muzzle brakes in one team so they can enjoy each other's muzzle brakes. So 1 foot away from each other as you're shooting into a vehicle. It's something else. SBRs suppressors are really, really, really good for working with a team or right beside somebody.
You have the tinnitus squad, I guess is what it's called when you're
anti-tinnitus squad.
But it overall, I think that was a really good approach and a really good.
Oh, excellent shooting, good communication between the officers.
Yeah.
Everybody worked stuff out to do. They talked about getting across fires. Those officers did a really, really, really good job. And even the guy was moving back and forth. He was right there. He wasn't running. He wasn't running away. He was, he was excited, but he did a really good job too. And he put rounds on the guy, and the guy with the SBR, I believe, put rounds on the guy.
Do you think they learned that in the Marine Corps? Or did HPD teach them how to?
I didn't know they were Marines.
I don't know. You got the.
I like to think they learn in the Army.
Oh, okay. No, they did real well. All right. So, hey, comment below. We like you guys. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.